When we last left off in the Plain of Portent, our party met the very flattering and endearing sovereign ruler of Cissex, King Atherall the First. Uh, After Atherall went back to his business upstairs, running away from his problems, the party was instructed by Sir Haverhill and Bishop Studerus to head south to Wygate. But on the way, they stopped in the city of Bawicks, where Dareth has some business regarding family.
It's of a family matter, see.
And they stand outside of the looming Bawick Castle. Its tall stone towers on each side, rising above the city below, the sharp spires extending into the sky. The cold stone layers up. Our party stands at the doors of the castle. Your childhood home.
Ah. Well, suppose we should have to step inside then. Mind your manners, it's just my brother's in charge here, but wouldn't want to presume on his authority.
Alright.
I will treat like any other large stone case.
Suppose we have to walk up to the main gate, or door, or whatever the fuck it has.
Yeah, it's a pretty big arched wooden door with iron hinges railed across it.
Suppose I'm gonna try to open it.
I will help.
And if it's locked, I would assume I have some kind of key.
No, you open it with not too much trouble, and the first thing you see is an unfamiliar steward standing in this large stoned room.
Ah, young master, still no bitches?
And you see this man, he's wearing very almost formal gowns, but they are quite filthy. He has a balded head and a small mustache, and he walks up to you, Dareth, and goes, I presume you must be Lord Dareth.
That I am, and who might you be? My brother's newest employee.
He doesn't like us to have names, he likes to call us by numerical value, but it must inquire.
Hasn't changed since I left then. Alright.
Ish. Master Flavius has been waiting urgently for your advice.
Of course. Where is he then?
I'm not. He should be in his chambers. You are granted full permission to immediately leave you upon his graceful.
And my companions?
You have authority over your employee.
Right. This way, lads.
There, you would know the way as you enter. As you walk through this huge room, it is quite big and quite empty. There's a few kind of iron lamps along the wall and a few pillars raising up. The room itself is about 2 stories. It's pretty tall. And at the very end of the room, there is a staircase going up along the wall up to a balcony with some doors on it. You know which one to take to get to your brother's
Yep.
chambers. It would be the one on the very far right. And as you get there and open the door, almost the hallway is extremely narrow in contrast to the very open room that you were just in.
Moving through the hallway.
As you walk through the hallway,
Dude, it's just kind of says, watch your step, girls.
yeah,
Uh,
you, you pretty much, it's very narrow. You pretty much have to walk single file. On the walls, you can see some old paintings of landscapes around Bawicks County.
Dude, Paz has to like sidestep. He has like shimmy through.
bro, I'm always shimmying.
The hallway
always
is
shimmying, always shimmying.
the hallway is tall. It's just not very wide. And every so often, when you walk through, there's some doors and some arches kind of going to a peak at the top.
If we end up staying the night here, good news is there's plenty of rooms for you. Well, most likely find. That is assuming Flavius doesn't just decide, no, you will have to sleep outside.
Hey, I am used to it.
As you
It's fine.
as you walk down the hall, you see one room is where there was a doorway. There's only now stone.
Yeah.
This is, and it takes you a moment to wonder what it is because it wasn't there before, but you know what room that is, and that was Xavian's old room. At the very end of the hall, where your father, the Count, once resided, is now where Flavius resides. The door is much more ornate than the other ones heading down the hall. A lot of carvings on the door. Seems to be made out of a different type of wood.
Mahogany.
I'm gonna walk up, knock on the door.
Just as you're about to knock on the door, it opens, and you see one of the maids who work at the castle. Eliza. Oh, Master Dareth, it's good. It's been forever since we've seen you.
Indeed, I've been busy.
Must be vanished.
Not at the
How are
moment.
you? How are you? It's been so long since we...
I'm fine.
I suppose you're here to see Flavius. He's,
Indeed.
yes, he's just with him. I'll leave you, for private, she says, and then she kind of just scurries out and walks down the hall. And you can see Flavius sitting at a desk in front of a window that overlooks the rest of Bawicks. And he turns around, and he's dressed very, very ornately and colorfully. He has a very light scruff on his chin. And he looks at you, Dareth. He says, "Hello, brother.
Brother?
It's been a little while, hasn't it?"
Indeed.
Cause does that in game.
Yes, I have some news for you. Alright, first off,
Oh, these are my companions. I met them out.
Yes,
West.
I'm wondering what are you doing?
Hello.
What are you doing
Hi.
traveling with?
Oh,
What
are you
they're all
doing?
fine combatants and have kept me alive in some
Uh,
hard
m-
situations.
mercenaries too?
Sort.
Yes, well, how's
I
your
never knew.
fruitful search for Xavier going?
I have a lead.
And what is that lead?
Currently, I believe he was seen.
Didn't you get the paper?
Yeah, no.
Got the paper.
That's. Supposedly, he has been seen,
Bawicks County.
fuck off. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Something.
Oh,
Uh. Indeed, yeah. I hold out the I take out a bounty paper. This is one. I've also heard mention of him.
I'm gonna. Flavius is gonna grab the bounty paper. And like,
Also heard word of him in Handman's.
these are still circulating. These are
Apparently,
still
they tried to kill me. Because of it.
Oh, mistaken identity. I really should have put something else because I put these out weeks ago. Or,
Yeah.
well, a magicist did.
Math
Anyway,
checks out.
brother, there are more important matters to
I've
discuss.
also heard word of him being in Hamminster, which is
Oh, great, he headed to a port.
yes.
So how do we know he hasn't just jumped ship and left the entire kingdom?
He might have. If he did, that'll make things a bit more complicated.
Listen, Death, you can head on with this. For me, I do not really care. What's done is done.
Right.
But there's more important matters to speak to. Or something I feel like you should know about.
Well,
It's concerning Mother Dareth.
you watch as Dareth's face kind of just goes from its usual demeanor to kind of one of a curiosity, maybe a mild look of worry.
Yes, well, ever since dear old dad died, she's been awfully stressed as of late, and after you left to take care of Xavier, been too much for her. He's past Dareth.
Aye. How long ago?
About a week. We had to find out where you were to send the papers out.
Right.
The funeral is today, later today. Father Grigori is getting the ritual set up.
What time is
You
it?
know,
Now?
right now it's around 1 p.m.
Right.
A rough guess. So yes, I've it seemed important for family to know.
Aye.
Uncle Gregorian will be here. Other family here. Even their Count Seamus is from Fivefoot is here to attend a funeral. And, he'll be out by the church later, so you'll be. And as for your companions, they can take along, I suppose. And it's been a while there. Feel free to stay the night.
Yeah. I suppose I can stay along though. Aside from the search for Xavier, we have another issue.
Other issue?
Aye. You heard word of what's been going on out west? The Legion to the Fiend.
No, I'm quite sure everybody's heard of that by now.
We've been tasked by the king to head north to talk.
Oh, that's rich. Yes, tell me, you've seen the king more recently than I have.
Yeah.
Yes, how's he doing? Last time I saw
Oh,
him.
he looks very robust.
I can attest to that. But we had quite a time last time I was there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, feel free to wait until the funeral.
What time is it? Do you have a specific time or just when it's set up, is it?
After about, it's around 5 or so.
Right. I'll be showing my companions around then, till then, probably.
Feel free to, just don't make sure they don't get into anything.
I will. Don't worry.
And as you kind of head out of the room, Flavius kind of goes back to his desk, seems he's just reading. You head back into a narrow hallway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go speak to the others, and you probably heard all that, right? Don't need to repeat it.
Well enough.
I suppose you all might need some somber clothing if you're going to attend the funeral, but
I don't think we should. It's nothing of our business.
dude. Till then, I suppose I should show you around. Then I'm gonna kind of walk past, start showing them around all the interesting spots of the castle, kind of giving them the layout and explaining some stuff behind it. And
As you go, Flavius's room was at a turn.
yeah,
It was kind of a corner room. Going to the left, there's another staircase going even higher into the castle.
I suppose I'll go up there.
As you go up, it's a narrow wooden staircase, but as you go up, it's just some more stone floor. And there's a door that leads out to a balcony as you near the top of the castle.
Yeah, just gonna step onto the balcony and say, "Best view in the whole city."
Yeah, as you step out onto the balcony, it is raining
Yeah.
pretty hard right now. And the rain is kind of obscuring some stuff, but you can still see out on the other side of Bawick to the small farming community. You can see the forested land kind of blanket the entire area.
I assume this is kind of like a light rain.
No, it's pretty heavy rain at the moment.
Okay.
Perhaps on a brighter day. He's gonna kind of go back down from the balcony.
As you go back down, there's another room on the other end, and this room, it leads into a pretty empty room. It seems there's a lot of bookshelves, but the bookshelves are empty, very dusty.
Behold the library. Uh-huh.
In this library, in the center of the floor, it is an opening with some railings across it that gives a view into the very bottom of the castle, down to the entrance floor.
Not really so much of a library.
Was at one point.
Well, the place is so big. I feel like
Defensive structure.
why books?
That's for entertainment and knowledge. I learned a lot about.
A lot of the books seem to just be. They don't look very ornate. A lot of the covers seem to be just single color.
Yeah.
Because you back out of the room again, there is a kind of in between those. There's a small hallway, and at the very end of the hallway is a ladder.
Where does the ladder lead to?
The ladder leads to the very top of the castle. Into
Wait, is
the
this ladder made
center
of wood?
spire. Yeah, it's a wooden ladder.
Back.
That leads up to the very, very top. Might not be the
Yeah, it
best time
seems
to go up.
it seems to be in poor condition.
We don't go up there too often. Never did. Place in need of
And
renovation.
At the very top, there is a portrait of your father, the previous count.
Yep. Count Mason.
Once my son is the old man.
More like Count. Fucking got him.
Or like,
Well, further we go.
there's the end of the hallway, so you'd
You
be
backtracking
turning
down
around.
the hallway, essentially.
As you go down the hallway, you right pretty much in front of you is the door to what would be your room.
This here's my room. Probably hasn't been touched in quite some time, but doesn't have to check. And Dareth will open the door.
As you open the door, it seems to be pretty much in the same condition that you left it. There's a padded bread with some kind of silk blue coverings over it. The bed frame is very ornate. There's a mirror and a desk with some little small crates next to it with some parts in it.
Yeah.
On the floor, there seems to be a red carpet with gold lace stencils at the end of it.
Pretty much exactly how I left it.
Your room
one-
is very silk.
No. Yeah, fine. Room. Spares.
You say that you see a rat kind of scurry from under your desk to under your bed.
Neighbors.
And it has
Very
rats.
nice.
Of course it does. And,
It's been kind of neglected since you've left.
Gareth is just
It's
gonna,
very dusty.
yeah, leave the room.
As you pass, you go back to that walled-in door frame. The walls is very loose. That's it. The rest of the hallway, most of the rooms on either side are mostly reserved for servants.
Yeah.
I peek into one of the servant rooms.
Peek into one of the servant rooms, and there's nobody in there at the moment.
Is the room
What
like just normal?
what you see is a pretty small room, a bed with a very thin, small cloth sheet on it.
Fair enough. Why is
It-
room not like yours?
Actually, allow me to explain this in a concept that you probably would understand. Hierarchy in the wild. You have an animal, the dominant animal in an area. Imagine a class of dominant animals. That's the nobility. They have finer things because... quite a
Because
few
they can
reasons,
slaughter
but
the lower people.
that...
Oh.
And, I believe you're divine, right? I didn't pay too much attention in historical lecture. Or a religious lecture, that would be.
I guess that goes to show how much you paid attention. You couldn't tell which one it was.
Nah, I'm just thinking about other things at the moment.
Fair enough. His mother is dead. Oh, sorry.
Nah, it's fine.
Oops.
We weren't that close. Darren's just gonna keep walking.
As you go back, you come out of the hallway once again into the very open room. Wait out. You kind of know where everything else is. There is a dungeon at the very bottom of the stairs on the other side of it.
Alright.
And the other rooms here are mostly dining rooms and storage rooms.
Yeah. I don't suppose the castle is a workshop.
It does, or it did, but is currently walled off.
Damn it, Flavia.
Wait, what's walled off room?
The workshop. Is I
Oh.
assume I kind of get to it and just go, damn it.
Oh, you passed it.
Oh yeah, that was Xavier's room.
That was Xavier's room.
Well, I would have shown to the workshop, however, that was that room walled off. Xavier kind of claimed it for himself. With everything that happened, well...
So, what are we doing here?
I
Other
received...
than your
Yeah.
untimely passing.
I received word. I mainly came because Flavius called, said he had urgent need of me, and business and such, so I had to come this way. And what we're doing here is, well, Now I'm currently waiting for the funeral. Chances are we can spend the night or we can leave again. Either or, truly.
Fair enough.
Speaking
So
of
you
the
just
funeral, I should probably prepare something for that.
so you just gonna wait for the funeral?
I guess. Is there like specific things with funerals, like clothing and?
While not required, it would probably be more appropriate to wear something formal.
Yeah, Darrett's gonna head back to his room or like a wardrobe, whatever the fuck. Get kind of a proper outfit together for the funeral.
I'm gonna kind of look over at Erebus and just kind of do cause things and just do I bring something?
What? I couldn't.
Do I need to bring something to funeral?
I don't think we're going in general.
Oh,
I think this is Darren. I think this is just something we have to let
You
Darren
can
dwell on.
attend if you wish. I'm not going to stop you, but
it would
if you
probably
do,
not be a good idea.
yeah, it'd be best if you find something formal. But I don't know if you could within the time limit. But you,
The
Darren's essentially gonna have laid out like this kind of just black, just fancy noble clothing. I guess it's rather unlike his normal thing with the overcoat and like the flowing. It's just this rather standard, like functional, very.
He combs his hair down over one of his eyes.
No, not that. It's still in a ponytail.
He doesn't become emo.
30.
He doesn't become
30.
emo.
He has 30 belt buckles on his shoes.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Becomes a Guilty Gear character.
It's just rather standard functional clothing for the event at hand.
As you get dressed and you kind of wait, it starts nearing the time when the funeral is. As you see
As that's going
large
on,
amount.
as that's going on, I don't suppose anyone else wants to do anything instead of just being.
I don't think so.
No one else have anything they want to do? Alright.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of big
I
chill.
am big vibing.
Big baby.
You see a lot of your family. And your servants. They start exiting through the front gate of the castle.
Yep. I'm gonna have the
As they hit
clothing on.
as they head down the hill
Yep.
where there's a strand down to the church of Bawicks.
Suppose I'll be making my way there as well.
Yep. And as you get to the church, into the back, where there are many graves, you see no hole ready for your mother. Simply her body wrapped in linen, laid out on a table.
Like just a table?
Yeah, it's a table outside. It doesn't seem to be anything too fancy.
I'm imagining one of those folding tables at carnivals now.
It's like buckle.
Somebody
mother,
actually knocks the leg.
your mother is very heavily wrapped in linen,
Oh, there's your mummy.
with roses strewn about her. As you see Father Grigori. I'm going to kill you for that image. Father Grigori walk up to the body. An old man with white hair going down his shoulders, almost blending into the white shoulder pads that go down. We lose an author, a poet, philosopher. As we give Lady Dariine, wife to Mason of Bawicks, mothers to Dareth of Bawicks, Savian of Bawicks, Theopania of Bawicks, and Count Flavius of Bawicks. The world, all of Ramul Mudang, will remember the bright mind that Dariine gave to us. She was a light that shone throughout darkness. And now, her soul joins the great Amuyel in paradise, free to bless our heavenly Lord with her songs. Today is a day, morning, a day where all of Cissex will mourn. Where the church will mourn. Avius, would you like to say a few words? You see Father Grigori kind of back off, step away from the body as Flavius walks up. He starts talking, but one of your cousins comes up to you, Dareth. Hello, Dareth. Oh yeah, and his name is Mac.
I'm Hack.
Like Goner. I don't want to introduce that person, but you see that over there. You see as he points in the distance, and where you see the clouds, they gradually in the distance go from a dark gray to an almost pinkish color. Red rain.
What did he say?
Red rain, Dareth.
What does red rain mean?
Red rain is something pretty much all of you would be familiar with, except for probably Kaz, because the jungle would have been sheltered by the mountains. Red rain is a weather phenomenon in which corrosive blood pours down.
Yay!
How far out is it?
It's thought to have come from Ben Must. and it happens usually every 6 months or so.
Of course it had to be today. Of course it did.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of. You see, yeah, somebody else has already gone up to Flavius. He goes, excuse me, I'm in the middle of something. If you want to keep your hands, you keep them off of me. You can see it's the maid Eliza, and she goes, so there's red rain coming. We better get inside. You see Flavius, he looks out for this and he goes, oh, we'll have to continue this inside. Father Gregory, you two, Shorty, carry Mother inside. She was going into the catacomb anyway. Might as well just continue this sermon there.
Suppose
As
we
you
could head inside the church
every
or whatever. Really?
no, that's back.
Is it...
That's back in the castle.
Oh, we're back in the castle. Okay, so we're heading back then.
So as you see, these two people are carrying your mother, wrapped in linen. As everybody starts kind of quickly walking up the hill, you can see people in the streets going inside. As you go up the hill, as you get to the bridge, I want all of you to roll me a con save, like super quick.
Everyone.
Why did I roll with advantage?
What did you say we
Good
roll for?
question.
Con save?
Con save. Yeah.
Con save.
Gotcha. That's gross.
All right. David
Why
and
the fuck is your con save +5?
what's going on there?
Why the fuck is David's con save +5?
I don't. That's a good question.
Is your Constitution 20?
He has
Like,
a proficiency. He has 16 in con. It's
Oh, do
Proficient.
artificers have con proficiency? I didn't know that.
so as you, David and Dareth, you see it. You see a few drops of red rain coming down. But Erebus and Kaz, you feel it as you feel a drop kind of start landing on you, and you can feel start to burn.
Red rain. You want me to get
So,
back inside?
Ow.
So just give me a
Sky
second.
hurts. Sky hurting. Woo.
Erebus, take 2 points of damage, and Kaz, take 3.
Oh, okay.
You see Flavius, he's just come on, people, we don't have all day. You see everybody kind of is hurrying into the castle.
Someone invite me back. My internet or my laptop did this stupid.
I considered disabling sleep mode.
I have it as never. I have sleep mode off. It never goes to sleep, but for some reason it does,
Oh,
and at the most random times.
You
it's like
Flavius,
me.
as 2 guards shut the castle doors, like, all right. Flavius starts being up. All right, we'll continue this downstairs in the catacombs. Everybody stay inside for your own safety. We don't want anybody melting into the soil. Everybody downstairs. Or did you do that?
Got funeral there posted in the general chat.
Hell yeah.
You head into, as you kind of go through the catacombs, and you see generations of your old family on the hallways. You see the priest and the maid, and take a turn into a small room. You see there's another table here. And on the end of the room, there's a fireplace. In the corner there is a bookshelf. And everybody surrounds the table as she is laid upon it. There he says, "Now the weather gave us a rather unfortunate interruption, but I will miss Mother. She kind to me. I suppose it is now finally time to not only give her soul to Yell, but also her body. Gareth, if you would wish, you take her head."
What am I doing? I'm grabbing the,
You're grabbing your mother's head as you see
Yay.
Flavius grab her feet.
Yep.
And toss her in the fire pit.
That is what they're doing.
Yay! Yeah.
Can I get an invite?
Oh yes, you're not here.
Come on, bro. We're tossing corpses in the fire. Come on. Get with the times.
Yeah, I don't want to miss this.
What do I need to
You
get?
really gotta fix
Like how-
that. Yeah, it causes token.
What do you mean fix it?
Your backside doesn't exist.
Oh, it does for me. Cope, I guess. Well,
That's as you pick your mother up, Flavius kind of takes the lead as you go to the fire. He swings her once as you both let go, and her body goes into the fire. As the fire envelops the body, the linen fades away. So ends the life and the history of Terriine Bawick. Flavius walks over to you, Gareth. What's done is done.
What's done is done.
I recommend waiting until the rain.
That was the plan.
And-
Wait for the rain to clear before we head out.
You see Flavius, he turns around, goes, and he addresses the crowd. He goes, "All right, show's over. Back to work." You see everybody, all the servants, they take their leave.
can I do something while they're leaving, real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Can I roll insight or perception or something to see what everybody's mood is? Like, see how the servants actually feel about this event.
That'd be insight, I think, right? Because you're reading people.
It'd be insight. Yeah.
Alright, here, I'll make a roll real quick. Insight.
Yeah, it's not hard for you to tell. Some people seem indifferent, while others seem saddened.
Right.
Overall, the servants don't really have any surprising faces. And then Flavius turns to address your family. He goes, "Alright, all of you should take guest rooms." Oh yes, and remember, just be mindful of the carpentry. You don't need any more rugs getting sullied. And you see your good old Uncle Gregorian walk up. Or not, well, not walk up, but he's going to speak up. You seem that he goes,
Excuse me.
"Where's Stefania?"
That's a good question.
Flavius just goes, "He was not able to attend. He is not important at this time what she's doing. Everybody go find guest room, sleep somewhere." And you see the Eric's extended family kind of head out.
Because I don't think we're sleeping outside anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
Right, Dareth. I don't care where you sleep. Just make sure your pets behave.
Where is the Albania?
The fuck do you call me?
Those pets.
This is
I know Jared's fucking weird, but he's not a kinky bastard. I think.
she's in the dungeon.
Whew. Now we have found an actual one. Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Dungeon.
Oh.
Breaking into rooms, breaking into Xavier's room most of all.
Who is this again? Yolanda?
Theopania.
Oh my.
Dareth's sister.
Wait.
What for?
I don't know why she was breaking into rooms, but she was. So she's in the dungeon for now.
Oh my.
Right.
You of all people should know to keep a nose out of places it doesn't belong. You run off. Or
Turning and leaving. Yeah.
I think I'm going to stay here for a bit.
Aye.
Alright. The body's burning, right?
Yeah, it's burning. It's also smelling now.
Yummy.
Hey, delicious.
Dareth just wordlessly walks past you three. Just.
Yeah.
As he walks by, Cause is just gonna look at Erebus and fucking Dave with like, wait, do we follow him? What do we do? I'm confused.
I think we do. I think we follow him.
Goodbye, dearest brother. Hope see you soon. Bye.
Mm-hmm. get back up into the main portion of the castle.
As we get kind of out of earshot, you guys can just kind of hear Dareth muttering, "Oh yes, seal off the room. Yes, brilliant idea, brother. That'll stop. That'll reverse what happened. Yes, arrest sister, because she dared start poking around."
Can I like speed walk up beside Dareth and just say like, so we are going in the room, right?
Probably. I'll go into the dungeon first.
Fair enough.
She might have found something. And, I'm gonna start making my way to the dungeon.
You go
Also,
down.
as we go down to the dungeon, I'm just gonna keep saying dumb shit like, "What family kind of sucks."
Yeah, as you go down into the dungeon,
Wait, what did he, what is it?
I said to him, "Your family kind of sucks." I mean, I don't have a reference point, but
I'll
they
ignore
kind of
the...
all.
No, well,
I'll ignore the slight for now. Another time.
Fair enough. Not topical time. I am sorry.
yeah.
as you go,
From the family I had goes.
Ah,
His family's alright for nobility, actually.
Ah, no, Flavius is a dick. And...
oh.
Oh, well, if you put it that way, okay.
Trying to defend. Well, no, you're right, but also.
as you head down into the dungeon, down the stone staircase with moss littering along the wooden beams, you notice something interesting.
Yeah.
These the cells here seem notably more full.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Uh-oh.
A lot of them do not seem to be alive out of pure neglect. But a few people are just kind of sitting there, and they start glaring at you.
I'm just gonna kind of stare at one of the
People that I see,
cells that has
do I
dead
recognize?
bodies in
I
it.
doubt I'd recognize any of them, but like, what do they look like?
Yeah, some of these appear to be common townsfolk. You only notice two notable people. One on the left was a servant that served the interest of Castle Bawick. Xavian's one of Xavian's closer friends, Adrian.
Oh my god, is that a normal name?
Hey, we had a Mac earlier.
Keyword
Fair.
is he dead?
Adrian is alive, but he's very thin.
Jesus fucking Christ,
well,
buddy.
I assumed he was dead because you said was.
Adrian,
He
I'm
They
gonna
just
walk
stopped
over.
being friends after the bite of 87.
Oh,
And the other person you recognize that's notable in here is your younger sister, Theopa. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yopanya?
Teopania.
Tiapanya.
I'll put her in chat if you need clarification,
You get a
ma'am.
T-
I'm gonna
Chat,
go
boys.
over Adrian first.
All right. And he's gonna look up to you. He goes, "Hey, hey, looky, if it isn't Master Dareth."
Adrian,
Alright,
Yeah.
pleasant surroundings.
Yes, well, ever since Master Flavia took over, everything's been very peachy.
Why is there so many people in the dungeons? Do you know?
Didn't like them. That's the answer there.
Ah,
That are conspirators against the county. Even though he's hardly here, he spends most of his time over in Tayust.
Sounds like a
Do you
real
blame
awful
him?
rain.
No. On a scale of 1 to 10 of Bawick rulers, I'd say he's fairly average.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll definitely say one thing. He's definitely no Mason.
No, definitely not.
What brings you down to your...
I came to see my beloved sister. I'm gonna turn over. Turn towards the other cell.
Yeah, and she is literally has just been standing there and staring at the back of your head the entire time. Yes. Hello, brother.
Waiting for you to fucking turn around.
Yeah.
Like, look at this dickhead.
Sister?
Good to know. How was the funeral?
It was certainly a funeral.
There's a lot of people coming in from upstairs. Did something happen?
Red rain.
Oh, awful day for it to happen.
Fitting enough.
Who's your friends?
Friends is a strong word. I don't think they like me very much, but
Look, aim
I thought it was the opposite.
Is Cause.
Yeah.
Man there is David.
Hello.
Is it Dave or David for this character? One sec. I think it's David, right?
It's David.
Yeah.
Yes, David.
David.
It's too many.
And this is Erebus. We met at West.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Apologies, I couldn't attend the funeral. I'm
Preoccupied.
apparently snooping is now a crime around the castle when your brother isn't doing it.
Yes. Why did he seal off the room?
I'll be right back.
He says it's because it's now forsaken blasphemy. I think he's really just trying to hide something there.
That's my thought
Yeah.
too.
It's between you and me. It's just hard for me to believe. I am having trouble. I know you saw it, but
Saw it.
Zane,
Smelt it. I was just
What?
shocked as well. That shock is gone.
have you heard anything of him whatsoever?
That I have. Last I heard, he was making way to a port city.
He was,
Monster.
he was always a brainiac. Probably smart of him to believe he knows he's being tracked down.
Indeed. Flee from justice.
Listen, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
We both know that Hades is hiding something. There has to be something in Zabian's old workshop.
Indeed.
Since I'm stuck down here,
Oz widens his smile.
you just
Oh, sneaky out.
Yo,
He's
look
gonna
at
be
me.
sneaky. Causes the party's rogue now.
I'll certainly give it a look.
Yo. Yes.
I doubt I can get through to him, but I could also see about getting you released. I doubt that'll go well, though.
Dareth.
Why not? It is family. Did not do anything wrong. Just went in the room. Alright.
It does sound kind of silly when you put it like that, goes.
Sorry? Say again?
You were going to say something there, kind of.
It does sound kind of silly.
If you ever find Sabian, just don't immediately kill him. Please.
What happens when I find him is what happens.
I hope you make the right judgment.
Aye.
Yes, I'll go back to languishing with a meathead over there. He's gonna laugh across the city. He's just
Jareth's just gonna take a deep breath before
we enjoy our time down here.
leaving.
Toodaloo's, master.
Toodaloo!
He's gonna turn to the others. Right. How much do you want to do a little favor for me?
Depends, of course, it can be sneaky.
What are we doing?
Infiltrate, finding a way into my brother's old room.
I'm pretty sure we could break it. It's walled off, you said, yeah?
Indeed. Is there
No way they
is there
did a
windows in
perfect
the room?
job.
Colin?
I didn't hear everything. Oh no!
Is there windows in the room?
In Zabian's room?
Yes.
You think the last time you were in there, good couple months ago now. Remember there being a window in the room, a small one near the top.
There used to be a window in the room. Because you could turn into a spider, climb up there. Only problem is the
Yeah.
red rain
Sounds
outside
good.
currently.
Oh, yes, the yuck. Never experienced such a strange thing.
You
How
said
long
you
it
came from the
lasts?
jungle, right? How long does it usually last?
It sometimes the wind is calm and it takes a little while. It can last up to 2 days. Sometimes it's only an hour long.
Now, 2 days.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Very sadly. But,
If we can't use the window, we could poke around at the wall, see if there's any imperfections.
indeed.
And if there is, we
And-
Be
could
loud,
create
though.
some.
From the feeling.
That's just fair.
Is there any other ways into the room outside the front door? That I know about?
Not that you know of.
Yeah. There's no window in my room, right? I didn't ask, but
Your window does not have a room.
yeah. My
Your
window
win-
does not have a room.
Does not have a room.
Your window
Your
does
window
not have...
does not have a room. Listen, it's correct from a certain perspective.
Yeah.
From a certain point of view, yes.
Right. This is going to be. I suppose we can head back up to the hall.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
You
head
go
back.
back.
I'm gonna look at the wall, see if there's any like cracks or anything in it, like gaps between the bricks, or if it was.
In the hallway where all the rooms are, or
Yeah.
the main room?
Where all the rooms are.
Well, the entire castle, the walls are very jagged.
Yes.
You can try and skim around, see if you can see
I meant
any.
more on the like on Xavier's doorway.
On Xavier's door, roll perception.
Oh boy, perception. Let's see if I can perceive.
Can I help him so he has bonus? Okay,
You-
never mind, I guess.
Okay, first, I want to ask one quick question, though.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 4
Yes.
perception.
Yes.
You wear glasses.
Yes.
If you want to help him look, you can roll with advantage then, Dareth. So you roll again, since David is also
Yeah.
skimming the door.
Yeah.
Much better.
Much better. I'll have you know it's the glasses that give me the +4 to perception.
+4. Okay. Well, you can see that this walled-off door is not very secure at all, but knocking it down would be pretty loud. However, something small could probably slip through the cracks here.
How small we got.
If anybody is looking at Kaz, he's smiling very, very wildly.
Well, cause it would appear that you could possibly fit through here. If you were a bit smaller.
About that, what are you looking for inside, anyways?
Anything that might, well, anything truly suspicious. It would be anything odd, out of place. Maybe a note saying, I don't know, I was ordered by Flavius to, I don't know. Like, you'll probably know.
Anything incriminating?
Yes. Anything suspicious,
Yeah.
anything that Flavius might be trying to hide.
Nah.
I'm keeping my voice to a
Sounds
hushed
good.
whisper, by the way. Like,
Yeah, I'd assume.
Alright.
and as for the rest of you, well, since I was staying the night here, I'm gonna, can I speak up? A bit louder. Right, so, we're gonna be spending the night here, so, you might want to try to find some guest rooms. I'm gonna kind of show them to some spare rooms and stuff to try to get them some
Alright,
places to sleep.
oh my god, stop it. As you kind of show the others to a guest room,
Yeah.
you show them the one. The room is... It's a lot smaller than your room. Well, your room had enough room for like a queen-size bed, a desk, a cabinet with a mirror, a carpet, and a chandelier with still a lot of open space. This one has a bunk bed, and it barely has enough space for that.
Nice! Closet time!
Very cool. Harry Potter style.
It's a habitation.
Yeah, the room itself is basically just a stone cube.
Apologies for
bunk
not
bed.
exactly being the most fancy of accommodations, but
We've slept in worse.
Is Kaz with you guys right now?
Stairs.
I assume no. I kind of left you to do your thing.
Okay, you left me to my devices. Fair enough.
You're gonna
With the
walk.
sneaky close devices.
Well, I'm gonna let you finish up with their thing, so
Since you're gonna
Yeah.
come back to that.
that I can take over half of the session
If you-
again.
Well, I already
If you-
had half of it, so like it's fitting for.
Yeah, I
If you
guess.
do need light,
Yeah.
there is a oil candle on a very small end table.
You try to use it and it shoots out Pez.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Dareth's still in his funeral outfit, by the way.
Yeah,
He hasn't changed out of that yet.
still edgy.
Yeah, still looking like a...
Assume not, because you didn't really have time to change out.
Yeah.
Noah, have you looked at Discord yet?
I have.
I
I don't like it.
oh
What have you done, Tanner?
Oh
Oh my
Hey,
god.
scroll past the cause outfits. You could also see Dareth's.
yes, I saw the funeral.
Yeah.
I
I
know
saw the
you
people
look.
that-
You look like Van Helsing or whatever it is.
All right, so yeah,
You're gonna wild shape cars.
I am going to wild shape into my tried and true spider. I'm pretty sure Kaz is swinging from a web at this point. See, I'm gonna
Spider-Cross.
spider shape. And I'm gonna crawl into the hole.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't happen to be the map that you didn't make was the interior of Bawicks, is it?
Well, for what because for this, I don't think I really need to
No.
have a map for it. Yeah. All right. As you, because Bauer Castle is fucking massive, by the way.
Oh yeah, like I assume it's just really like poorly maintained, just really fucking big, like.
No, this castle is huge. But yeah, cause as you spin the web up to a small crack between the rocks, crunch through it, and you see a room that's not as dusty as Dareth's was.
That is concerning.
It's not dusty, but it is very torn up. The bed is basically completely overturned, and the mirror is completely shattered.
Oh, that's ominous. I like it. I'm going to crawl up and up a wall and just kind of make my way to one of the corners of the room. Is there any desks or
Wait a bit.
benches?
There is something that you can really see is there is one very big desk and it has like 30 drawers on it.
Yeah, this place
Fuck.
is the workshop. It was like a
Fuck, I can't open drawers.
just change back to a human, then.
I know, but then I have no wild shapes left at all for combat if I need them. Fuck.
I'll just sleep
Why would
in
you
there.
wild shape for combat? You've never wild shaped in combat.
You
He
use
needs it
wild
for
shape for my
fungal
spores.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Even then, we're
Yeah,
probably gonna get
that's-
like a
I
rest after this, so.
Wait, did you say after this we're probably gonna get arrested?
I said we're probably gonna get a rest.
Oh my god, I thought you said after this we're gonna get arrested anyway. I'm like, huh?
Well, probably that one too, but.
Yeah, probably.
yeah, I was gonna say probably that one.
Oh,
There's no
boy.
point in trying to arrest Cause.
Oh,
He
boy.
is too spider.
He
Little
is
did
too
you fuckers know that
spider-accused?
Cause is a spider, and he's wild shaping into an elephant. He's a true druid.
Bamboozled this whole time.
Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna look on the top of the desk first, see if there's any incriminating shit on there. I assume not.
The desk is very cluttered. It has a bunch of kind of unused parts and screws, and there is also a key ring there.
Fuck. I'm still in spider form, right?
I assume so. I don't think you've changed out of it.
Cock and ball torture is the form of playing D&D. I have locate object, and I should have asked Dareth if there was anything that I could locate. No, wouldn't I have need to see it? No, I
You need
can
to be
just ping
familiar with it. You need to be familiar with it.
Fun.
Yeah, which would mean Dareth would also have to know what you were looking for, which he does not.
True. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so making sure that the room is clear of things.
No, this room is completely empty of anybody except for you.
Okay. Is there any doors leading to it?
To the room?
Yes.
From all you can see right now is only the one door that's been sealed off.
Like no hatches on the ground or anything, or on the roof?
Roll investigation.
Gotcha. Yep. Oh, shit!
Oh shit!
Very nice.
Oh!
He finds all the secrets. He found the secret Bawicks tunnel network. Oh fuck!
You see a small bulge underneath the carpet.
Well.
What are you
Dirty
doing, Steph, bro?
hobbitses. Alright, I am going to go onto the ground as a spider in unwild shape into Cause the Undestroyable, who's about to get fucking destroyed. And I'm going to kind of lift the carpet very cautiously.
As you lift the carpet, the texture is very odd. The carpet looked to be normal, like wool, but as you pick it up, it's kind of slimy
Oh, fuck.
and greasy.
Oh no.
But nothing.
Oh, I thought I just picked up a
Bad?
carpet mimic with my hand. I was
But-
like...
It's just a really gross carpet.
Oh, okay.
But
Has
underneath the
not
carpet
Cleaned out and
is
ringed.
is a trapdoor.
Can I roll nature to see if any animals could have created the slime on the carpet? Like any animals that I would recognize from, like,
Go ahead.
where I'm from.
Go ahead.
Oof, that's... I mean, I didn't study
Oof.
slime, I guess. The slime, the schlop.
You're confused for a moment, but it occurs to you that this is not a green carpet. This is a very mossy carpet.
A very mossy carpet?
Yes.
Okay, that makes
Oh.
sense then. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it like real honest with you. I thought I just grabbed a mimic. So I like shat my pants a little bit and
You're
like,
about to get a debilitating permanent injury in this campaign.
Uh-oh,
You did not
Cause lost
study.
his
You did
arm.
not. You did not study the ancient art of. Oh no, that's a mimic.
Cause is gonna go around with like disinfecting wipes now. Okay, so Cause is going to look at the trapdoor and just say, huh, yeah. And I'm gonna go back over the drawers and just start checking them one by one from top to bottom, left to right.
As you open the drawers, they seem to be immediately organized. Some of them have screws. Some of them have small pieces of wood. Some of them have small pieces of steel. Some of them have some
So,
weird,
building materials.
curled, colored things that you're
Oh.
not too sure what they are.
Weird curled colored things?
Yeah.
Can I pick one up? Is it
Go
like
ahead.
heavy? Is it sharp?
It's very light. It's very light, but there is metal inside of it.
What is its shape, if you don't mind me asking?
It's like a very tiny straw.
A very tiny what, sorry?
Straw.
Oh no.
Straw?
Oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Like a plastic
no.
straw, except this one is a lot more sturdy.
That's a
13.
bear.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna take that.
Wonder what that could be.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take one of those and shut the drawer, and just keep looking through the drawers.
One drawer seems to be a junk drawer. One of them seems to be personal items, such as a small badge, a children's toy, a
Oh.
very, very rusted gun.
I'm
reminiscent
immediately picking that up.
of the one that Dareth uses.
I'm gonna
And
pick that up and just pocket it.
yeah, and underneath the gun that you just picked up is a piece of paper.
Oh, I may read through, mayhaps. Assuming
You're
I know
illiterate.
common.
You are illiterate, aren't you?
Just say-
I thought we established that 3/4 of this party can't read.
No, I can read, motherfucker.
Well, it's more like 2.5 quarters or 2.5.
Technically, I shouldn't be able to read, but I don't want to turn this character into a living, breathing handicap.
Fair.
I don't care if you can read or not. As you look at the note, it reads, "Summons from Atharol, King of Cissex. You are cordially invited, Count Maison, to come to the Royal Hall of Cissex, hosted at Highside Palace in Tahirst.
I was just gonna look at it very confused, like halfway through reading it. Just, I don't know what this means.
Uh, the only other thing that on the note is, from what you can tell, different handwriting that just spelling out a date.
Uh-oh. I'm
And-
gonna...
10th of Spring's Blossom 232.
What did it say?
Right, I'll pocket that note as well.
Alright. The other drawers don't seem to have a whole lot. One is completely empty.
Okay.
And one has another piece of paper.
Not even checking it over, cause it's just gonna pocket that too.
Alright.
Like, it's probably gonna be a blank sheet of paper, but cause it's just like, paper! And that's all the drawers, yeah?
Yeah, that's all the drawers.
Can I go over to the mirror really quick and just kind of like poke at it?
Alright.
Alright, so yeah, Kaz is just gonna like go over the mirror a little bit. And like see his reflection. Just
It's
do, like,
broken.
I know, he sees like the bits of his reflection. He's like, you have beautiful eyes. Anyway. He is going to go down the trapdoor.
It's locked.
Fuck.
Hey, I wonder if there was a keyring on the thing or anything.
Sorry?
There was the keyring on the desk, wasn't there?
If there was, I didn't hear it, my bad. Was there,
Ooh.
Colin?
You shouted an expletive after I said. Because
Did
you were
I?
still a spider.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Rest in peace.
You goblin.
Rip. Well, then I guess I'm gonna pick up the key ring, try all the keys.
Alright. Yeah, eventually you come to a key that works. You
Alright.
open down into this chamber, which is very dark.
Okay. I imagine I just stop at the door. Or, like, not the door, but the entrance to where it gets real dark.
Are you going down the stairs?
Yes. I'm going to shapeshift back into a spider while I'm going.
Okay.
Because I don't have dark vision. I don't, right? I do. Yes, I do not have dark vision.
Bad.
So yeah. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm not gonna shapeshift into a spider yet. I'm just gonna go down normal cause style.
All right. It's dark as you walk down the very fragile wooden staircase as you kind of lean your weight onto it. You being a giant elephant man. The stairs creak underneath you as you head down into this chamber. Uh, Once you're down there, it's very dim, but not so dim that you can
I
not
can still
see
see,
anything.
but
You
like
can make it
shallow.
shapes, but you can't really discern what they are.
Okay. Uh,
Uh, Down
hmm.
here, the air feels very kind of cramped and moist. The ceiling is also
You could say it's a bit
shorter than you.
dank.
I was. You know what, Liam?
Nice. Yeah, at least you used the term correctly.
While down here, you have to crouch because it is
Too low.
yeah, the ceiling is too low for you.
All right.
There,
Hmm. Okay. I guess I will shapeshift into a spider then, just so I can visually see my surroundings.
okay.
Or at least see them better. Wait, yes, I do have dark vision. Sick. So yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna turn into a spider and just kind of
Back.
like try to take in surroundings.
As you turn into a spider, things kind of brighten up for you. As you look, you can see at the end of the room there is a table. You can't see what's on it because you're a spider on the floor now.
Yeah.
You in the corner you see a chest kind of overflowing with stuff.
Oh. Just stuff or like one thing in particular?
No, just it seems to be a lot of stuff
Okay, so just
mashed
debris.
together. You see a wooden beam in this room broken in half.
Oh
There's a
my.
middle chunk out of this beam gone, shattered. You see cobwebs in the corner in case you want to go feel at home.
Hell yeah.
And down here, there's a little. Once you're down the staircase, there's a little turn going to the side of the staircase where there seems to be a board on the wall with a bunch of stuff on it.
Okay. I will go up onto the desk real quick and just look around. See if I can
Right?
see any incriminating devices.
As you go up onto the desk, hang on, let me put on some fitting music for this. As you go onto the desk,
If I hear
uh,
Sneaky Snitch play, I'm gonna cry.
God damn it. Well, there goes my plan.
Motherfucker, I knew it.
Cause is doing a little trolling.
It's like we write this stuff, guys. Well, Tanner, more specifically.
As you go onto the desk, you see an oil lantern, and
Okay.
two pieces of paper, a quill, and some oil.
So here's the dilemma. I can't wild shape back to cause, because then I can't get into the world. Unless I slept in the room.
I was gonna say you could also just come back here at a different time.
Yeah, true. Uh,
Yeah, because they're kind of just chilling.
because the room is fully walled off, right?
It's completely walled off. As far as you know,
Yeah, so I could technically just go sleep in the
nobody
room.
knows you're in there.
Also
So,
completely walled
yeah.
off except for the trapdoor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
And you said I couldn't see any other exits to anywhere else in the trapdoor room? Because I
Not in the
said the board, the
trapdoor room.
desk, the chests, cobwebs.
Not the trapdoor room.
Okay.
Nothing that you can see.
So you said I just saw paper, pen, ink, and a oil lantern?
An oil lantern, yes.
How do you light oil lanterns again?
With a match.
Yeah, I have Druidcraft, so I could light it anyway. Is there any way I can check if there's oil in said lantern?
You can see that there is red oil.
That's ominous. Fuck yeah.
God, I love
Because-
Bawicks. What a great place.
Because the oil is red.
It's so great, man.
But the stick needs to be doused in the oil in order to be properly lit.
Oh, it's just got such a great mood to it. You know?
It's all
Great place to
Am
be.
I stupid as fuck? I'm probably
Yes.
stupid as shit. No, I mean, like, I probably could have just fucking used create bonfire on something.
I'll be right back.
Create bonfire on the lantern.
That's what I mean. I would have just lit the lantern with that. But I need to douse the rod in oil, he said, and I don't think Kaz knows how to do that, because he's never used a fucking lantern. How much is the paper's blank, you said?
No, you don't know what's on the paper.
Fuck.
Are you a spider right now?
At
Yes.
your size, you can
Yeah,
see that
no, I
there-
wouldn't be able to be far enough away to see what the fuck is written on it.
you can see there's stuff on the paper, but you don't know what's on it.
Fuck it, I'm gonna crawl up the wall so I can see what's on the paper.
Why can't you just like string your way up?
That's
Like,
what
onto the
yeah,
roof
that's what I
and
mean.
then,
That's what I
like,
did.
Scoot you and then just like focus yourself like in candle lens.
That's what I
As
did.
you go up to the ceiling of this room, you can see two things. The paper, one piece appears to have some sketches on it, or something. Seems to be a drawing of something.
Trigger.
The other piece of paper has writing on it, but it's too small to see from where you are.
Hmm. All right. Can I see what's in the chest? Is there any like just random wood or anything like that?
What you see in the chest, it seems to be a lot of like broken furniture. Gold candelabras,
All right.
chandeliers, garbage.
Anything wood or cloth or anything flammable?
This is all you can see poking out of the chest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like no chair legs, no anything like
You
that.
you can't see anything beyond metal sticking out of it.
Shit. That's too bad. Fuck. I might try to do a funny here. I am going to crawl over to the chest and shape back into Cause, but I'm close enough to the chest that I can like see it. And
Alright.
I'm gonna try and
I'm back.
tear the top of the chest off the chest. Like tear the top off its hinge.
Okay, roll me a strength check. Without
15.
without effort, it comes up extremely clearly. This chest was the wood on the chest was extremely weak.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I'm just gonna throw the top of the chest onto the middle of the floor and just use create bonfire on it.
All right. As you light the top wooden piece of the chest of light, you can see light fill the room, as well as
There's a ghost
smoke.
behind you. Oh fuck, smoke. Ah shit.
It's the ghost of Maison.
Yeah, Cause is gonna see the smoke and just fuck up. Cause is going to look over the papers on the desk pretty hurriedly.
One.
And also I'm gonna
One-
grab the blueprint looking one and just kinda like pocket it.
On the other one, the writing is. You can tell it's in common, but the writing is extremely
Ornate.
elaborate. Yeah, it's extremely ornate, and the print is small.
Oh god,
You can
it's
also see
cursive.
you
Shit,
can,
Cause doesn't know cursive fuck.
you can also see on the other side of the room map that the room's lit up a lot more. The board, which is covered in paper.
Alright. I'm just gonna take any papers that I have writing on them, like even if it doesn't look consequential.
They all have writing on them.
Fuck, how many?
There's around 17 pages
Fuck it, I'm taking them all.
pinned to the board.
I'm literally just grabbing anything that could be anything.
All right.
And I'm gonna open the, or I guess not open the chest, I'm gonna look inside the fucking crate that what used to be a chest. And I don't see anything funny, eh?
No, it's all tragic.
It just the only thing you see is a club.
I'm taking the club. The
All right.
club is mine now. Then after that, before too much smoke fills the room, Kaz is going to start heading back up the stairs and break his concentration on create bonfire and cancel it.
All right.
And after that, I am going to see the torn up bed, scoff a little bit, and attempt to lay down in the corner behind the desk.
All right. As you lay down behind the desk, lay on the pebbly, kind of splintery wooden floor.
Feels like home. Yeah.
So, do you go to sleep?
Yep, I'm just gonna go sleep. Go
Is
home.
the
and
rest-
Sleep, big vibe.
And David and Dareth, are you also sleeping?
Daryl's gonna have a bit of a moment.
Yes.
Kind of staring at himself in the mirror.
I am not.
I know. That's why I didn't
I
ask.
guess not.
He's gonna kind of
Imagine not being able to sleep.
He's gonna
Dave
look at
cannot
himself
because
and
of
just kind of
PTSD.
mutters to himself. He just goes, "Congratulations, Dareth. Your investigation has indirectly led to the death of your own mother. Nice going."
Nice.
You're gonna change
I
out
played
the
the-
funeral outfit. Lay down in bed.
I'd play the final. I'd play the Final
Right.
Fantasy victory theme.
Quest completed.
As the
I'd play
As-
the Final Fantasy victory theme, but that would kill the mood so hard.
Right, so
Yeah.
people are going to sleep then?
Yes.
Dareth's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay,
try
roll
to,
wisdom
save.
Dareth's gonna
Roll
try
wisdom
to, but I doubt
save.
he actually gets much sleep.
Wait.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Please, please
I
no.
swear, Costas
Oh
has got
my
like
god!
Zero!
Again!
You literally cannot
You know,
Duality
if
of
I
man.
wasn't sick right now,
The duality.
if I
of
wasn't
my
sick right now, I'd probably
Duality.
scream.
The duality of man. Oh, I have to roll my
Oh.
con save. I have
Yeah,
to roll
roll
my con
con.
save.
roll
Oh,
con.
God. That's fucking hilarious. Is he
Uh-oh.
gonna feast? Is he gonna feast the first time I'm not there?
No, you're good.
Oh my god.
You're
Also,
a
I
bit-
Oh,
just gotta
thank God.
say,
Oh,
I
thank
just gotta
God.
say, Colin, my nat 20 for wisdom saving throw was because Cause is so comfortable right now. He
I swear,
is.
every time you had to do these fucking wisdom saves. You
Cause
gotta.
always rolls really high.
Can I instead volunteer to fail?
No.
He makes a fucking ritual around his bed, and he's like, "Gee, I hope to have nightmare."
You want to roll with disadvantage since you're having a tumultuous sleep?
Yeah. And
Go
I'm
ahead.
not exactly in the best,
David got a 0.
yeah, I'm not exactly in the best of mental state at the moment.
All right,
Cause is in
roll.
the best mental state right now. Get higher. Get higher. Fuck.
No, there we go. Well, still, I don't think
Wow.
it's low enough still, but...
Well, Dareth, you just only beat it.
Great.
But I'll tell you who didn't.
Nice. Me.
Dave.
Oh, I wonder who that was.
Is this non-Newtonian
Oh.
slime hours?
Fucking Dave, again.
Dave.
Uh-huh.
So what is your character doing?
Can I
this
not
party?
sleep?
My
I'm just
character
thinking
gets
about
bad
wagons
dreams.
all the time.
And dream of beautiful wooden wagons.
Yes.
Dave.
Yes.
As you lay, I assume on the bottom bunk,
Probably. Most likely.
you dream. You see a field. It's very quaint, and although it doesn't look too strange, it feels out of this world. In the distance, you see two figures. You can't make out what they exactly are, but you can tell it's not human. They walk through the fields, and as you try to approach them, you feel yourself making very little progress. This is when you realize they are not nearby. They are far, extremely far, thousands of kilometers. You are minuscule compared to them. They are great titans compared to you. You are an ant to these behemoths. As this realization dawns upon you, the world becomes uneasy. You see one raises its fist. It takes it down with impact to the other one, billowing its skull, leaving a great pool of blood surrounding it. As you see the body decay, sees the flesh is strewn about. The smell is horrible. Feel like vomiting. But then, before you, you see history unravel. All at once, you
Oh
see
fuck!
Yo.
God before you
Hey, yo.
rise and fall. Great kings of ancient decompose before your very eyes. Great empires of Elid's overtaken by hordes. A great house falling before you. And then you see that skeleton once again.
Says sup.
Or you comes out of the ground. A great clockwork titan. It stares you down. You see a ring, a world, all of it. Your heart starts beating. Your throat hurts, your head is aching. Wake up. It is a unpleasant night for you, Dave.
Are you sure?
You can't tell me he didn't rehearse that.
Bro, that was perfectly timed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Exactly. There's no way he did not rehearse that.
Oh, guess what? I fucking didn't.
Yeah.
Improv is my specialty, bitch. Alright, Dave,
Did you say how am I feeling?
No, I said I know the feeling. Colin.
Alright. You lose 2 to your charisma, as it sets at 7. But you gain 2 to wisdom.
Oh, I don't think that's 2 you took away. Why am I down?
A mistake. Uh-oh, that's an oopsie.
Yeah.
Mrs.
But
Charisma went straight to
also
like
notice-
-7.
But you also notice something else
Oh,
when you wake up. You feel extremely fatigued. You can noticeably see that you're thinner. You lose 2 strength.
What?
I mean, it's not like you needed it. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay, I guess my stats are moved around. Okay, cool, very cool. Didn't need them anyway.
So what? Wait,
You
what
know.
did he gain?
He gained 2 wisdom. He lost 2
Permanently?
charisma.
And 2
He
strength.
lost 2 charisma and 2 strength.
For +2 wisdom. My body's slowly being
He's
devoured
going
by this
insane.
ancient skeleton.
I was making a joke earlier, but he's legitimately going
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
He's not. He's discovering the Eldritch truth. He's literally becoming a Bloodborne character.
Yep, basically.
Meanwhile, Dareth
this
has a
right-
nice night blaming himself for his mother's death.
No, yeah, Dareth,
You know what?
It's-
That's pretty
it's not
bad,
a-
but at least you didn't see an eldritch horror?
Question
I'm
mark.
really glad.
excuse me, you saw a great clockwork behemoth rise out of the ground.
He's so fucking mechanist. Like,
The Optimum Prime.
Optimum.
Price. I am Optimum Price.
I am the ultimate price.
you guys need to calm down.
Cause
We do.
you wake early in the morning.
Seeing the reverse of a clockwork behemoth.
On the outs, you hear that the weather has cleared up on the outside.
Cause is very fucking happy to hear this. I am going to immediately look around, see that I assume nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. You're still in the same wreck of a room you were before.
Yep, I'm just gonna fucking shapeshift into Spider-Man, and look out the crack.
You exit the crack. As you do,
Nice.
you see one lone guard walk down the hallway. He seems extremely tired, and you seem quite thin.
Wait, sorry, say again? You cut out for like half that for me, sorry.
You see one lone guard walk down the hallway, past the doorway. He seems extremely tired, and he looks quite thin.
Alright. I'm gonna shapeshift back into Cause on the floor behind him. And I'm gonna catch up to him and just kinda like say to him from behind. Hello, sir. Oh, so sorry, I did not mean to scare you.
Oh, you're one of Dareth's compatriots.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Jesus, I knew the man was a monster himself, but didn't think he'd be rocking around with ones.
Wait, what did he call me?
Hey, you didn't hear that.
Yeah, no.
No, wait. I didn't hear it. What did he call you?
I knew you're one of Dareth. He was a monster, but I didn't think he'd be gallivanting with some.
I am not monster. I'm Coles.
Sorry.
I was going to say, you look rather thin. Are you eating?
Yes,
correctly?
no, I haven't been getting food in a couple
You
of
can have
days.
some of mine.
Mhm.
I have a little bit of food. No, it might not taste good, but food in general.
But, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna hand him like 3 pieces of jerky. Basically ration.
Thanks.
That.
Name's, Gerald.
Of course. My
Yeah.
name is Koz. I have something to attend to urgently, but I hope we see each other again before I leave.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, yeah, you, be careful walking around the castle. It's a bit, rickety.
Sounds good. Thank you. And I'm gonna just kind of walk off the other way. You said his name was Gerald?
Yeah.
I just wrote him down in my notes as guard homie.
Homie.
All right, so yeah, I'm
Homie.
going to basically speed walk towards Dareth's room.
All right. You get to Dareth's room. You open the door and you see Dareth.
I'm
Sad.
probably gonna make him.
Yeah, he's basically like laying on his bed, just kind of staring up at the ceiling.
Listening to My Chemical Romance.
Nah.
Just immediately turns it off. What are you doing here? I told you to fucking knock.
You can see him on his bed. He has his iPhone on his chest. He's listening to Evanescence.
He's got Linkin
All my
Park
friends are
playing.
dead.
Listening to something in the way.
that matters. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna immediately burst in the room and be like, Dareth,
Oh, it's you.
I have found things.
How many?
I am not sure what they are, but I have found a lot of them.
Oh, giant.
You gotta like knock on the door and then you can like
No,
knock
no,
on the door and
No, he
I'm
just
shooting.
bursts in.
I did not knock. And immediately just
Yeah,
slammed the door behind me. Like,
and then I'm going to knock. I'm going to.
Oh, are you coming here to keep your voice down, will you?
oh yeah, does.
Dareth's gonna kind of get out of bed. He's in like
Canadians cook sock.
sleepwear at the moment. Like,
Bro, I found Sabian's
He's in like jammies with the butt flat.
yeah. He looks like absolutely. He's got like the bags under his eyes though. He does not look like he slept well.
As one does. Cause has reverse bags under his eyes. His eyes went up. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over to his desk, assuming Dareth has one,
Yes, he does.
and I am going to lay out all the random shit that I stole. I mean, acquired.
Liberated.
All right.
And liberated. Bastard.
I
So yeah, I'm gonna lay down the papers on one side. I'm gonna take out that steel tube you said I found
Yeah.
and just kind of like lightly place it on the
Do I
desk.
recognize this?
And I'm gonna
too?
take out the rusty gun and just kind of place it beside it.
You do not recognize this this thin tube. I never said it was steel.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
yeah.
thought you said it was metal. My bad.
You
No,
said
there's metal inside of it.
Oh, metal inside. Okay.
So I'm gonna knock on the door.
Uh,
Kind of open the door a creak. Is this a good time to come in?
no.
Well, cause is in here, so I'm just gonna I kind of just scooch my way in the
I
room.
was about to ask if you could leave. I need to get changed, and then I'm going to check it out of the things that
Who
everyone's
needs changing?
found. I do.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well,
You also need big castle milk. No, that'll make no sense. Alright. Erebus. We may as well leave him to his change.
okay.
Changes.
As soon as they're leaving, Jarrett's gonna close the door. Change out of his sleepwear into his normal outfit again. And is immediately gonna start sorting through all like the paper and garbage and.
Yeah.
I assume Erebus and Cause just gonna like stand outside the door waiting for him to open it.
Basically.
He doesn't.
A lot of the paper, Darth, you see. One of them is, from what you can see, a blueprint, but it is extremely unfinished.
Okay.
One of them was clearly not written by Xavian.
Ooh. Do I recognize the handwriting on it?
You actually do not. It is extremely small, ornate handwriting.
Okay, I'll read
But
what it says.
there's actually two handwritings on it.
Okay.
The first one is very neatly written, possibly by a steward. It says, maybe it was an invitation to a
Right.
royal ball.
Right, and then there's the second piece under that saying,
Saying the 10th of Spring's Blossom 232.
is that a year?
232 would have been last year.
Okay. Huh. So you hold it onto something like this, fool. Flip it over. Take the other side, make sure there's nothing on the back.
I did not hear a word.
I flip it
You
over,
glitched
make
it
sure
out.
there's nothing on the back.
On the back, the only thing you see is a stamp.
Okay. And I assume the stamp of the royal house.
It's just a royal stamp of
Yeah.
the palace.
Okay, next one.
All right. One is, the rest of these seem to be mostly almost like a diary. One of them is from Xavier. It recounts memory about you. When you read, it says, Darth came to me with an idea again. Another firearm. Always so proud of the stuff he comes up with. Can't say I blame him. Stuff he comes up with, sometimes it's ingenious. They should try to find some parts for that prototype I've been working on.
Is there like a date on this?
No, not that you can see.
Okay. I'll look over at the rusted old gun.
This thing is incredibly old, but you recognize it. It seems to be your father's pistol, Mason.
Yeah.
The thing is almost entirely made out of iron. Even the hilt
Very crude compared to my, Okay. After reading just one of the pages, I'm gonna kind of push it aside for a moment. Rub my eyes. Derek's gonna look at the gun as it sits on the desk, and then he's gonna simply just go over to the door. Just gonna open it. Probably shocked to see those two still standing out there. You're still there.
We were waiting.
Right. I was gonna get you. That's the other one. David, that was it.
I'm not sure where he is.
Hey, David, you are laying in bed
Have you considered
with
checking
your eyes open.
the guest room?
I mean, last time I saw him, he was there, but I'm not sure if he got up.
Let's just go
So,
see if he's there.
okay. I'm gonna make my way back to the guest room.
Right, cause there's quite a bit of stuff here. I haven't found anything yet, but
Yes.
yet. Gotta help me sort through the things.
Sorry, say again?
Gotta help me sort through them.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm gonna just... Also, I'm gonna pick up the rusted gun,
Yeah.
if that's fine,
Yeah.
and just kind of, like, look at it,
Put it,
and it
put it in your mouth.
It was my fa-
pull
it
the
was
trigger a few times, click, click, click.
It was my father's pistol.
Bang. You said that this is, like, your pistol?
This is my father's pistol. It was.
Oh.
The design is similar to the
Yeah,
handgun that Gareth uses, though. A bit more archaic.
This is very confusing. Does it still work?
Maybe with a bit of touching up, but I don't know what it was doing in his room though.
Hmm.
What was it
And
doing
did
in
you
his
read through all
room?
the papers yet, or just some of
No,
them?
he just started, got to the diary thing mentioning him, and then it just went, no, fuck this. I need to take a break, or another person needs to be here. It's...
Can I roll investigation just to try to like skim through some of the papers to see if I can find any keywords that stand out? Keywords being like Xavian, Flavius, Dareth.
You can. Okay, yeah. Roll investigation.
Schnuts.
13.
Yes.
You see, really, you only see two things of note.
Okay.
The most common word that you can see, is dream or dreamt.
Fuck.
I guess. Oh yeah, I should probably also do an investigation, shouldn't I?
The second most common thing you see is a note clearly not written by Xavian.
Okay.
But it's also not neatly written.
I'm gonna point the elaborate writings out to Dareth and just ask him if we can read them.
Yeah, Dareth will do that. I rolled a 17 to do some investigation as well.
What you see, pretty much the same thing, because you see mention of the church a lot in these notes. You see your name a few times, but you also see a lot of mentions of dreams he had or kind of odd feelings, but also a letter.
Is it
A
open?
letter that was addressed to Xavian.
I gotta open the letter.
No, it's already open.
Then I'm going to read the letter.
Is the one from before with the time and date? Or
No,
time
it's
and
not the
location,
one.
rather?
It's
That's
not the
that's an
one.
invitation for Mason. So.
Yeah, I kind of assumed.
You read the
Hmm.
letter. Flavius of Bawick, Xavian of Bawick, Carriine of Bawick. This is a summons from the Holy Speaker, Hieronymus Sux. Urgent business to be discussed. Do not notify staff.
Why did they say all but Dareth? That's a little bit sussy.
Wait, who were the three? It was.
Flavius of Bawick, Xavian of Bawick, Carriine of Bawick. This is a summons from the Holy Speaker, Hieronymus Sux. Urgent business to be discussed. Do not notify staff.
Hmm. As Dareth is reading it, did you find something?
I think I did.
Oh. What is it about?
So it's the Holy Speaker. Is that like the fucking Pope or?
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh no.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
Wait, no, that wasn't the same guy we. That wasn't the same guy we hunted down. And
No, but remember back in the capital? Remember how all
oh
of the clergy
yeah,
were just dead?
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
My bad.
Shit.
Ugh, that's cursed. I'm just gonna kind of look at him, like look at Dareth, and just, well, there goes a lead, I guess.
Not gone. No.
Eh, unfortunate.
Not gone.
Not gone. Are they not the dead?
Read the names on that list.
Oh, we have a certain one of them in
Yeah,
a
we do.
certain little cage.
No, not in a cage. Not in a cage, truly. But one of them is
You're
still
right.
alive.
Just in a dungeon.
No, that's not her. That's my mother.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, both of the women's names were very convoluted, and I could not understand either of them.
don't worry, it's in character for cause.
I do not revoke anything I said. That shit all happened.
Right.
Apologies, I have terrible name memory.
It's fine.
So I assume as they're talking about this, I'm going to get David, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go get
Yeah.
David.
David is gonna be like a gaunt motherfucker.
I'm just gonna like knock at the side of
We're
the
gonna
bed.
open
Hey.
the door. It's gonna be like covered in like schizophrenic ramblings. Like.
Oh gosh. So I'm gonna open up to the. I'm gonna come back to the guest room and
Are
see
you-
eldritch drawings everywhere.
You enter the room. You see a bunch of writing on the walls. All work and no play makes David a dull boy.
The truth, the ever-turning gears. We are but ants in its glorious presence.
As you go into the room, you see David just kind of lying there, awake.
Like not even blinking.
No.
Are you okay?
After what I just witnessed, I don't think a man could ever be okay.
Do I notice that he's thinner? Like, do I notice that he's lost some muscle?
Yeah, you can tell.
I'm gonna like reach up to my face. And, I didn't do that, did I? This is like under my breath. This is super under my breath. I don't think I did. What happened to you?
That's a good question. How about I explain it on the walk to where are we going? Since I know you here to bring me somewhere.
We're going to Dareth's room.
All right. Let's go. I'll get out of bed and grab my gear.
Walk through the narrow hallways. You can see Kaz and Dareth standing outside Dareth's room, kind of looking at notes.
We're in my room, like we're at the desk, like.
Oh, you're at the desk. Well, door's open.
So guess we both come kind of go to the door.
Close the door behind you.
All right, you got it. And bring them both of us in and close it behind us.
You like tap on Kot's arm. Look at him. Look at David.
David, why are you so fucking small?
He doesn't always look like that. Oh.
No, I mean he's always small, but
What?
Like twig turned to tree, other way around. Fuck.
You want me to try and simplify it of what I just saw, or should I just unravel it like it unraveled my?
What do you mean? What you just saw? Like, did a maid walk in the room nude or something? Because that would be great. But
You're gonna cause him to lose like 30 pounds of muscle.
Well, I mean, depending on what she does.
I went to sleep for about 30 seconds. I was peacefully resting. Next
And you
30, I've dreamt I was in a field.
okay, this is pretty normal.
I witnessed two figures quite a distance away. I started approaching them. Only then did I realize they were not my size. They were titans of sorts.
He's going
Thousands of
crazy.
kilometers away.
David,
And I watched one of them punch the other in the skull. And I watched that one bleed out everywhere. And then I watched history unravel in front of me. I watched kings and queens and emperors be born, turn to dust all before my eyes. Where I saw the giant skeleton.
Do we need to
Let him
like?
talk.
I feel like that skeleton's important, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it has to do with something. No.
Dareth, are you thinking he's actually sane? What he's speaking is sane.
No.
Do you think that?
No. But
I am
it is good to
sane,
listen
just-
to the ramblings of a madman.
I am perfectly sane.
I compare.
These
I
no-
compare
Are we
what he's saying- I
sure?
compare what he's saying to what Xavier was saying. Like when the mentions like dreaming and dreamt and stuff like that.
You only saw a few. You only saw a few skippers because you kind of just skimmed through it to see keywords. You actually didn't really read it.
Yeah, I'm going back and reading those stuff where I saw them.
All right. You pick up one note. Had strange dreams last night. A huge skeleton in a cavern. Organs were still there. Concerning, not a particular fan
The
of
organ's still there.
these things. Maybe I should commune with Grigori. Father, too. You should also know about this. He's always a good listener.
Well, the organ's still there, David.
Organs? Of what?
The skeleton.
I do believe so, yes.
You were
Also,
saying,
What?
Erebus.
oh, shit.
I read through the next note mentioning dreams.
Again. Happen again. Dreamt of a castle looming over that city. Otherworldly. A force that we mortals cannot even begin to comprehend. And the entire thing just came down upon it. Ash spewed everywhere. Bodies piled up everywhere. I don't want to dream like this anymore. Going to church.
Next one.
Official. I've gone mad. Another dream. Saw two figures. One was brass. One had three eyes. Both peered at me. Felt like their eyes were burning through me. Words flashed in my eyes. Spelled out DIVIRH. No
What was the
idea what
spell?
it means.
What was the spell?
Is this Derek? Is that Derek reading? Exactly?
DIVIRH.
Dareth is reading this out loud. But,
Oh.
what did it say? Again?
DIVIRH.
DIVIRH.
No idea
As soon
what it
as you
means.
finish saying that,
Perhaps
can
it
I-
is. Perhaps it is an omen. Let's schedule another meeting with Grigori soon.
Did he mention a three-eyed brass? What was this again? You said he wrote down.
A brass man and a one with three eyes.
Yes, that. I have seen that. Seen that. That's what left the fading vision in front of my.
So same thing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah.
Well, this all just got very mindfucky.
Insane
Oh.
Erebus, or perhaps being granted visions of something he should not.
Well,
But two people having the same dream? Quite possible.
The exact same
Maybe.
dream with the exact same, very distinct figures. You're a holy man. Does that not seem to be some kind of divine intervention?
Fine intervention
I mean, it is all very, very convoluted.
Roll. Oh, can't even say words.
I read the next mention of dreams. There's another one.
Father seems different. Looking off into the distance a lot more often. Mind seems to wander a lot. Wonder if he's experiencing anything similar to me.
Wait, did
Like
you just say that
dreaming.
it's Xavier having these dreams?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my god, sorry, I thought it was his fucking father. Yeah, I kind of assumed that Xavier would have the dream.
Hope not. Can't have both of us going mad.
Next mention.
The next note you read is extremely brief. It only says, I can't.
Well, you know the rules, and so do I. Let's kill a fucking insane man.
Can't what?
Can't take it anymore.
But is that it?
Coach
It is, I
Alex?
can't?
Mm,
That's the whole note? I can't?
he can't.
You can't. Finally push him to his breaking point.
Alright, this is sounding a lot more divine now.
Probably is.
It possibly affected my father as well.
I am still very confused on
Do I
how.
have any memories of my father acting differently before he was killed?
You do. Your father seemed to be a lot less lucid, a lot less aware of his surroundings.
So, I understand that these dreams are matching up, but did your brother ever become more gaunt?
Did he?
One note you can read. You never really noticed, but you can read. There are two notes. One said is short, just said felt sick, should go to the physician. Next note said Physician couldn't diagnose what it was. Unfortunate. It has been killing me ever since those dreams. Not sure I want people to feel like I'm slipping, though. Keeping this to myself.
Probably possible. Something bigger is at play here.
Something is very wrong. We need to visit somebody. We need to not let not let Dave perish. That would be a very big pain in the ass.
I believe we have to have a conversation with Flavius. I doubt we'll get anything out of him, though.
I wonder how many more people have been seeing these things.
I don't know.
Because this all could be something very rational. It could be a parasite, a disease, even.
It makes all these people share the exact same dreams.
Well, yes, it could be exactly what I mean, like a curse of some kind.
I mean,
Goes through
it
a
definitely could be, but it seems
Could
like
be
an
a
awful-
curse, or it could be something else. Could be a blessing.
blessing
Blessing.
that makes you see these things.
So
And it
no,
makes
you
your
could
body
really
Listen,
count
change
this
in
as
your
a
mind.
blessing.
Oh,
Divinity's beyond us, and if we can't comprehend it,
this is fair. Was there anything in your dreams that you could, how to say, comprehend fully? Could you interact with anything?
Didn't really get the chance to. I mostly watched.
Is there any other
Have-
notes of interest?
Father was in a dinner today. Found him at the balcony. Almost killed himself. He was leaning over the edge and nearly fell off. Had to lock him in his room. Others weren't happy about that. For his own safety, though.
Wait, Dave told us about his first dream, right?
Safety.
eh,
yes, he did. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay,
nice.
next one says, I'm going to try to find the next important one.
The next note you read, it just seems to be a day where Xavier seems to lose his patience and is just trying to avoid you. These errors are driving me crazy today. Trying to keep to myself, trying to find some solitude to contemplate what I've been seeing. Just one step. Find out how to get parts for this design. At the moment, it's not what I particularly care about.
Not what I particularly care about. Okay, next one. There's any others?
There's one. Let's see. Guess it's come to this. For the good kingdom, I suppose. Like, father can't continue to rule the stage he's in, but I didn't think it would come to this. Maybe one day I can make up for what's going to happen. But if kingdom needs it, His Holiness needs it, we all need it. It has to be done. Must be done.
must be done. You watch as Dara starts kind of like shaking in anger.
Dareth,
Just for the night. It has to be.
how close were you and your father?
Father and son, truly. Noble born.
I have no comprehension of what said thing means.
He was a father figure.
Was he like that with all of your children, all of your siblings?
Yeah. Encouraged us, at least in the basic amount, to follow our interests.
It seems very strange that Xavier says he is not right to rule.
No, he's dead. My mother's dead too. That fucking bastard lives.
Gareth, I need you to calm yourself.
Calm.
Yes. You are not thinking rationally, and you need to think this over very,
Please,
very
before
smartly.
before you shoot a hole in the wall.
The only hole I'll be shooting is the one through his fucking skull.
See, we will get to that soon enough. But we
We'll
need
get to that
think
later.
with our brains, not our
Dara slams his hand on
weapons.
the desk. Just up.
Well,
Okay.
And see it inside. Who's fit to rule. He who calls himself mad.
what was that?
What is the dripping in my right ear?
We were in the dream all along!
Watch as Dareth gets from the desk. He kind of marches out of the room. He is
God.
pissed.
Off he goes.
Should probably follow him to prevent any incidents.
Fuck is that
Ah,
dripping?
you know-
You notice
Jesus.
as he's walking out, he's cleaning the gun. He's cleaning the Lord's vengeance.
Well, he's going to go shoot someone. We should probably stop him.
Yes, it's probably the best option.
Yeah, sounds fine to me. Divine intervention is
then.
always fun to watch, though.
This is not divine intervention. This is what we call murder.
It's human intervention.
Physical intervention,
He
perchance.
holsters
Regardless.
the pistol as he's storming off towards Flavius's room.
Uh-oh.
Alright,
Hey, hey,
let's not make it about this. Let's get to move on.
Let's make sure he doesn't go shoot his brother.
No, he has the
Sure.
pistol holstered. He has it holstered.
It's gonna start
At the moment.
rushing after him.
I was going to say, at the moment.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
now.
just gonna kind of follow behind them, like, now again, Dareth. What did I say?
Open up, Flavius!
Oh, god damn it. He does not care.
Oh God. Oh,
No,
no. This is
why?
going to go.
Why is there Bloodborne music playing?
Dareth, this may seem very strange, but can I have your weapon?
He takes the smaller pistol out.
Motherfucker! Dareth, I just need to know that you will not kill anyone.
No, I don't. It's not yet.
Huh? Good enough.
Okay, don't shoot
Erebus,
him.
you want this? Erebus, you want this?
I don't know what to do with this.
If I draw my
I
gun,
don't know what to do with it either. I don't know why I took
Yeah,
it.
give it to me.
If I
Fair
draw my
enough.
gun, feel free
Okay.
to point that at the back of my head and pull the trigger.
Well, fair enough.
Okay, I hope you're exclusively talking to David here, because no one else had used that thing.
Yeah, when Cos
I
grabbed it,
knocked
he's
on the
pointing
door, I
at you,
knocked
like
on the door,
holding the
and,
barrel.
You would be using this tiny little
Flavius
thing. I have
open.
my rifle for a reason.
There is no answer from the door.
This is strange. Is this not his place?
This is his room. How early in the morning is it?
It is like 5:30 a.m.
He's either sleeping or out somewhere in the castle.
Do you want me to try?
Knocking again.
No.
No, Derek, you need to do it more like this. Can I knock as well?
Oh, no, like I'm slamming.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want to slam my hand into the door.
He's gonna shove your hand in the door.
You gotta slam your head into the door?
Yes. I meant to say hand, but head is better.
You roll a strength check for that just now?
I just did. Yeah.
Alright, as you slam your head into the door comes off its hinges.
Fuck.
Oh no. Oh no.
And you can see that there is nobody in this room.
Gus, fix the door! Fix the door, Gus!
No,
Dave
no,
started
alright.
storming off. He's,
Dave, do you know mend?
Here, let's keep it simple. I'll fix the door. You
Gareth
two
is
go
already-
after him, prevent him from doing anything stupid.
They're already gone. Like, he's-
Aramis,
going.
where did he go?
down the straight hallway.
Go! We have to find him.
God.
Me-
Well, those
me
two
and
run
Eric
off,
just
and I just start repairing the door.
Shut up,
What was
fuck
the,
up,
what was the
fuck
type of
up,
high
shut up, fuck up.
speaker?
Yeah,
Oh no.
alright. Sorry?
What was the title of the Pope? Like the high speaker or whatever?
Oh, the divine speaker?
Divine speaker, okay. I just
His
remember-
name...
No, I don't care about that.
Here,
I needed to know the
Okay.
title.
Well, here's his name anyway, because it sucks.
Him.
Oh my god.
Very nice.
Himornius socks.
Americans.
Harmonious.
Yeah, Dareth is like fucking storming through the halls. Like, dude.
Have we caught up to him yet?
If you're going faster than a walking speed, yes.
Yo, yeah, like I said, I'm
Okay.
sprinting.
We are Bungo Bones running around in a big castle trying to find.
The Count.
Yeah, I'm looking for the count. I'm still going, still moving.
Do we see any maids or anything?
You see Eliza in the hall as you go kind of near
I'm
the
gonna
staircase.
Eliza.
stop and just say, oh
Where's my
shit,
brother?
wait. Oh yeah, we're caught up to him then.
Oh, Master
Oh my god.
Flavius.
You walk really fast.
Yes.
You got up. You got up extraordinarily early this morning. You went to the balcony up near the top of the castle.
Oh,
Right. Turning around.
Thank you, Eliza.
Thank you. And I'm going to head up towards the balcony.
I am following him at very close proximity.
me as well.
We gave him his gun back yet.
And just like
Dude,
piggyback pause. And just piggyback
I don't think
pause.
he gave him his gun back yet.
David
Wait,
has
Dave,
it.
did...
No, I still
Oh.
have it, but I'm repairing the door.
nuts. Oh, fuck nuts.
Yeah, David isn't not with you right now.
Wait,
He's
don't
too
you have-
busy on the door.
Yeah, I still
Don't-
have the Lord's Vengeance. I gave you my
I was
shit.
gonna
I gave you my
say, yeah,
shitty
I was gonna
flintlock.
say that. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, wait, didn't you have two? Okay, so like, he's still armed then. That's funny. Ha 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 ha.
I also still have my sword. But,
Sword lol.
Hey, I mean, the snare.
Lay a snare under fucking Dareth.
oh yeah, that'll calm him right down.
He's gonna Indiana Jones me, what?
Anyway, yeah, he's storming off towards the balcony.
As you go up to the balcony, you can see Flavius there, and he is standing right there. He has both his hands put down on the railing as he looks out across Bawicks County. Sky is overcast. Weather is cool.
I'll take a deep breath.
Not like in the situation.
Stand right next to him, kind of leaning in the back of myself. Look over and just say, "You know, I've been thinking Why did he do it? Why did Xavier kill father?
I thought for a long time too, Darth. You see as he looks down to his hand.
Are me and Gauze just kind of in the hallway peeking at the balcony?
No, I'm right beside him.
You're gonna
Oh,
I'm
see,
just there.
you're gonna see as
Okay.
Flavius turns to you with his eyes closed and goes, "You ever think about a purpose in this world, Darth?" How
Sometimes.
futile it all must seem. Now there must be some greater answer to life in a short period of time where nothing gets done.
Possibly.
This is very ominous questions.
I took some time to reflect after the past. It's dawned upon me now how quick life can slip away out of your fingers. His father, our mother, is soon most likely Xavier. Or you, depending on which one draws faster. I've come to a realization.
And what's that?
You see, as he opens his eyes, they seem very clouded over.
Oh,
There's
I
no
will.
reason. Life is so finite, so temporary. And why should we go on? We know an end comes for us eventually.
Can I attempt to step towards him?
Go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna start slowly walking towards him, but with
He
the
does-
intention to walk past him.
He does not.
I've been disconnected.
Oh, disconnect.
Mossy.
What the heck?
You
How dare
see
you?
Flavius. You dare, I think goes,
No, I'm pink. You can have green.
I've come to a realization.
And what's that?
It's no use as of the moment. The only thing there's left to do is give to the righteous charity. You see as Gareth, he's gonna look up at the sky. He's gonna look at you, Gareth, and goes, Let Teofania out of that dungeon, will you? I'm going to go to sleep. You see as Flavius gets onto the railing and he turns his back. He stretches out his arms and he leans back. he goes,
And
I give my
We
life
try and stop him?
Yeah.
Oh,
to defeat.
I was gonna
kinda,
say,
like,
can I
clean
cast
shot,
like
say.
Thorn Whip or something to like try and grab him back in?
What would that be? A deck save or
Thorn Whip would be a
Attack.
uh
I think it's
melee
attack,
spell attack.
yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Roll it.
So
He's an unarmored noble, probably doesn't have that high AC.
14.
yeah, that'll get him.
So here's the
it's,
bad part about doing this, though.
it's a thorny whip.
Yeah, it's 2 damage. That shouldn't kill. I hope. I hope. And it's gonna pull him
As
10 feet
you-
closer to me.
As Flavius leans back and you go try and have the whip wrap around him. The whip goes through him as Flavius, before your eyes, dissipates into flesh particles that scour through the wind.
Fucking what?
What?
And that's where I'm going to leave the session.
What?
You know, as you do, leave off
Well-
on a cliffhanger like, your guys enter a house, your guys exit a fight, your brother turns into flesh dust.
Well, I guess,
I got
Dareth
that.
is,
Okay.
Dareth's lord now.
Okay.
Okay.
Good music to end on.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Pretty much.
Oh, I was ready to post this.